Hello and welcome to this episode. I thought I'd do another one of my gameplay review jobbies where I watch back and see what's going on. This one I'd consider to be a fairly successful gameplay. So the game in total was a 3-stage defence, so we started off at, we call it Firebase Charlie, which is where this video is set. Then we fall back to defending the bus and finally defending the prison camp. Spoiler alert, we hold them off long enough that they don't even start assaulting the prison camp before game ends. But we're going to have a look at my stand at Firebase Charlie, and I'm running in this one both my SLR DMR, which was working for a bit, and then also running the Sterling at the same time. So without further ado, let me don my headphones and we'll watch through it and discuss it. So this is just before the game start. This is me just checking everything's working alright. So there's an oil drum about 40 to 50 metres away that I'm just checking my tuck range on. And it's game on.
Okay, we got 2, 3, 4 moving left.
So I see the force moving through to come up through the bushes on our right side. I said moving left, which is kind of stupid of me. Yeah. I realise there's a feeding issue, hence why I dropped the mag and put it back in, and seems to be working fine now. So where those guys are standing is pretty much just outside their respawn. So if they start shooting at me, that's fair game, in my opinion. See a guy hiding in the tree line there, trying to take a couple of shots. There we go, got him. What do you think of this sight overlay I've put on to make it look like you're actually looking through the suit sight? Comments would be appreciated, or whether or not you just prefer having the raw scope footage. Yep, so the cable tie that I hastily put on was actually right in the view of the offset suit sight, so I just had to move it out the way so I didn't have this kind of like white thing sitting across my view like that. So at the moment they're all pretty far out, so I'm kind of continuing to watch that sector because I know snipers like to go and sit behind that barrel and shoot into the firebase where I am. That annoying squeaking sound you can hear is my my GoPro rubbing against the sight. Need to figure out a better way of mounting those so they don't interfere with one another. And really it's the camera that's got to move. Again, another person moving right. There's one lying in a bush there. Now I'm not sure if I hit him or if he'd been hit by someone else, but I don't know who else could have been shooting him at this point. There you go, gun's started misfeeding again. I think that mag's slightly damaged, so it's not feeding properly. It's annoying because it's mag number 1. Let's have a look at that. Actually, that's a good reminder. So again, I think I've seen movement in the trees that I'm shooting at, but as far as I can tell from this video, I'm not shooting at anyone. So someone's throwing smoke down, so I've shimmied across to try and look on the kind of left side of that path. And what I'm doing is switching over to the Sterling because I think they're getting a bit too close. Plus I can put down a larger volume of fire with that and really kind of keep their heads down. So yeah, I'm getting shots in from somewhere. So just putting a bit of fire down into the smoke there. And
ooh, that's getting close.
I've got, okay, so that BB came in and bounced right in front of me. Yeah, I think there's people on the right side again in the bushes getting a bit closer, so I'm trying to engage them. Just put a couple of indiscriminate shots down. Mag's out, so this is reload going on. Very fast, you can see I'm very tactical. My reloads there. That's got to be under a 20-second reload there. So I keep thinking I spot movement in those trees, but never get a good sight picture. But you wait, I think someone appears in a bit on that side and push quite close up actually. So again, I'm switching shoulders back and coming over onto the left side of this path. Now I'm switching shoulders primarily so I can try and keep as much of my body hidden from the area I'm shooting towards. So yeah, this guy's taking shots at me, so I call that fair game to fire back. Weirdly, it looks like I'm over hocking at the moment. I wonder if I've accidentally loaded 2 8s instead of 3 6s in this mag. Let's see how it goes. Like, that is a strong possibility. I forever forget which speed loader's got which weight in it. Should probably label them. So again, I'm crawling back across to try and get an angle on. Who am I engaging? Oh, same guy's back. And he's walked off again. So yeah, I think I'm overfilling my mags a bit too much, because you're seeing the first kind of 10 or 20 BBs out the mag tend to drop a bit. And I think that's too much pressure from pushing the nozzle up and getting a bad air seal. I'll have to have a look into that actually. Okay, so there's someone in the tree line. That was actually not sure what happened there with the quick 2 tap. I think it double fired on the trigger. I've got an ASCU in the gearbox, and it's not the best. So sometimes it does that. Pull the trigger once and it'll fire twice. Ah, here we go. So this was the guy who'd been crawling up. This must be the sniper. Luckily, I don't think he's seen me yet. There we go. So I think I got him on the first shot there, and it just took him a while to process it, because I think always, if someone's done something good, always give them a thumbs up. It's a game after all, and that was a pretty good move by him. I'm lucky I spotted him. If not, I would have been dead meat. But yeah, I think I hit him first shot, and it just took him a while to put his hand in the air, because the other two were through brush, and I played it back slowly, and I think I actually hit him on the head, which is not the best, but that was kind of all he offered as a target. So you can see I'm constantly moving around to just try and get the best angle, but keep as much of my body in cover from the point I'm trying to shoot at. And I'm switching shoulders as well to help with that cover. So I'm shooting through quite a small aperture. It's probably only about the size of an A4 piece of paper. Okay. So I ID those two as being dead, so obviously I don't engage them, because that's a dick move to do. The other thing I'm being conscious of not doing is sticking my muzzle out through the gap, because that would be easier, because then I definitely wouldn't ever hit the berm, which I do occasionally. You see a little splash of mud as I hit the berm as opposed to sending the BB straight out. But obviously sticking your barrel all the way out is a very good indicator of where you are, and then they know where to shoot, whereas I'm trying to stay behind that cover. Okay, so here we've seen some trees moving again, so clearly someone's crawling up. Ah, I think that was a sniper from before. Now I'm not sure what happened there, because I looked back in the footage and I'm fairly sure BB hit him, but he's ducked down behind cover. Whether or not he's then called hit, I don't know, because I moved over to engage this guy. So I noticed most of the people who are on the berm with me have been hit. So what I'm trying to do here is switch between firing with the DMR in the porthole and firing with the Sterling over this side of the berm to give the illusion of more firepower than there is present. So putting fire down that way enables, well, from an enemy point of view, they've got accurate fire coming down the main path, and then they've got suppressive fire coming over into the bushes, thinking that there's more people than there are and they're less likely to push. So again, we've got this guy who's pushed up, so those trees we saw rustling earlier. Again, I only saw his head, and I must have hit him in the head again. Again, I apologise for the shot. I'd rather not hit people in the head, but if that's all they offer. So again, I've switched back, picked up the Sterling, and I think I've got eyes on someone there. Not sure. Again, I hit the berm, so I've popped up a little bit more, trying to get some more fire out through that hole. And switching back to the DMR. Ah, that's why. Someone in the trees.
Sorry,
Got him.
dude.
Yeah, I fired a second shot just as he was lifting his hand and hit him again, which I feel bad for him, but I did a shot and then waited 2 seconds, did another shot, but he was quite slow putting his hand up. So again, I'm moving over to that hole, but I've taken the DMR with me this time, so I've kind of broken my rule. And I think in this one I hit the berm pretty much every time. So I switched back, put the DMR back into its porthole it's been on. And there's the carry handles flipped up in front of the suit sight, so I couldn't see anything, just a big blob. But yeah, there's definitely more people moving in through those bushes on that side, so again I switched back to the Sterling to try and provide some suppression, but then I couldn't see anyone. So I'm better off where I can actually see people and engage targets. So I'm back in my little porthole. But I'm always constantly checking that angle as well, because the worst thing to happen would be and push over the top and then I get a muzzle in the back. But yeah, so I see a dead player emerging. So there are still people fighting on my team on the right of me, dug into those trees, which is good. And again, nothing going on, so I switch back to Sterling. So I've got guys right down the other end of the kind of cover, but this whole middle section is quite weak. So I think I've seen someone. Yep. So I'm engaging them with the Sterling. Take them out, which is good. And just reload the Sterling so I know I've got a mag full of suppressive power if I need it, because I think the mid-caps are only around 100 rounds, which can go quite quickly into auto. So I see someone moving through the trees and I engage, and I'm not sure if I hit or not, but
Really?
I mean at that range, okay, well, past me thought I hit, hence the anguish. But hey ho, he may not have felt it, or I may have missed entirely, which is a very likely possibility. So again, we've got someone pretty much sitting in their spawn zone getting ready to engage me. The marshal was in the way, but I wait for him to move, and then another marshal moves in the way. And then, oh wow, that's a whole load of people moving up. So get the closest, engage the furthest, then go to the guy behind cover. Not sure whether or not I hit him or not, but hey ho. Re-engage the furthest target. I think I got him again there. And then I think there are guys in the trees, and again the marshal was in the way, but that's okay. And then someone else at the back. So this kind of area really suits the DMR because it's a nice long open stretch. I've got quite a small target for them to hit, but they've got to present quite a big target to engage me. So it was really playing to my advantage. And there we see, I think that's the sniper who takes me out eventually, who's just got behind that oil drum. But their force is really starting to push up now as our numbers start to drop.
Sorry dude, that
And
might be a bit close.
Yeah, I take out that last guy and I think he was just outside my MED. And then I get hit by the sniper. And congratulate him because it was a good shot through that porthole at 50 odd metres. And that's that. So all in all, I think that was a pretty good kind of defence from me. I was making use of that porthole cover. I was trying not to give my position away too much. I wasn't projecting the muzzle through or anything. Sometimes I forgot that there is actually an offset between my scope, both vertically and laterally, and the muzzle. Hang on, not suit sight. Suit sight. Give me a second. Suit sight. Here's our objective lens. Objective lens. Here's the lens the light enters in. Here's the lens the light comes out of. Now, if you look at it straight on, this is where the lens I look through is. You've got about an inch offset between the two. And then obviously you're going to have another inch or so offset from the muzzle. So sometimes I'd be looking through here and I'd have a clear sight picture, when in actual fact the muzzle would be sitting behind the berm. So I just fire and get a splat straight away. So that's something I need to keep considering is, hang on, I've got quite a bit of offset there, so I need to account for that and move the muzzle out of the way. I think I I think the idea of having the Sterling there as well and being able to switch to that and cover a different sector really helped, because obviously putting down that fire into those bushes as well kind of makes everyone think twice about, oh, should I attack that point? Because if you're fairly sure you've got a sniper you're up against, you know if you get too close, then they're going to be at the disadvantage because they can't use their main rifle. They'll have to switch to sidearm if they have one. Whereas if you're engaging someone who's got a full auto gun, you know they're going to be able to engage you with that at any range, and you're less likely to charge it. So I felt like that actually helped quite a lot, and we saw that most of the team had either fallen back or been hit from that front berm, but we managed to hold out there for at least 10 minutes, which I felt was quite good in that force-on-force attack. So yeah, pointers. I'm still honing in my my aiming ability. I'm still not the best, but I'm getting better. But I think my tactics there were pretty good. The only thing I could have done differently is maybe consider falling back to there was a second berm about 5 meters behind me as they started getting closer. But obviously, if I did that, I'd then have much less. I'd have much smaller sector that I could actually shoot in, because I didn't have that whole road. I wouldn't be able to aim up that without exposing a lot more of myself. So apples and oranges. If I'd fallen back, I'd probably be using the Sterling a lot more than I'd have been using the SLR at that point, which means I'd be a much more closer engagement, and I guess that would level it a lot more against other people coming in with assault rifles. So all in all, I think that was a pretty good defence. What do you guys think? What do you think I could have done better? What do you think I did well? Do you think there's anything you could learn, or you have learned from this experience, or anything you're going to try and do differently from watching how I play badly? In no way would I say that this gameplay is a particularly good gameplay. I just think I was quite lucky, and a lot of people decided to walk into my lines of fire. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this video and want to see more of me sucking at gameplay, breaking stuff while I try and fix it, or doing bad reviews of things, consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around for the next video. Otherwise, check out the other videos I have on the channel, or check out my Instagram page where I post photos of what I'm up to at the moment, because sometimes I'll be working on things and I just end up not making a video out of it because reasons. Because hey, anyway, I think that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this little look at defensive gameplay at Combat Airsoft, and I will see you lot in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen. You're still here? But the video's over. It's done. Go home. Oh wait, before you do, instead, why don't you consider watching one of my other videos, or even subscribing on the link down below.